For more on this and Republican efforts to enact President Trump's agenda, let's bring in Michigan Congressman and Chair of the House Education Committee, Tim Walberg. Congressman, thanks for joining us this afternoon. I want to talk about the president's tariff policy first. This is from the Auto Industry Coalition, urging the president to roll back some of the tariffs, saying, quote, tariffs on auto parts will scramble the global automotive supply chain, set off a domino effect that will lead to higher auto prices for consumers, lower sales at dealerships, and will make servicing and repairing vehicles both more expensive and less predictable. Many are already in distress and will face production stoppages, layoffs, and bankruptcy. In Michigan, how important of an issue is this, and how much time do you think the president has to resolve some of these trade issues?
Well, thanks for having me. And it's a huge issue. And as I talk to suppliers as well as the industry itself, it's a big deal. But I think most that I talk with understand that we have to make some changes, and this is the time to do it. We have a president who is a deal maker, who has relationships around the world, who's willing to really exert the power of the United States. But I think they also know that he is very open to hearing actual information, facts, and materials that will make his decision-making process more successful. So there is going to be disruption here in the auto capital of the world, Michigan. We know what that means to the rank and file union members, what it means to the dealers, what it means to the suppliers, some that I've visited as recently these past couple of weeks. But I think many say it is time now to make a stand, do it in the best way possible, but get it done as quickly as possible as well.
Now, the president has a 90-day pause on a lot of these tariffs. We're a couple of weeks into that. Supply chains are just so much more complicated than they were decades ago. I mean, do you think that the president can hit this target and this can be resolved by the summer?
Well, I hope so. You know, he's the deal maker. I would put my money on him anytime. And I think he's listening very carefully to know what's going forward. He wants to have a successful administration, but he also wants to make a case for the fact that this country has let things slide for too long, letting other countries have special benefits that we didn't get. And then we lost jobs, we lost opportunities. COVID brought to the head our understanding that too much was coming from China and other parts of the world, and it's time to push back. So we look at the stock markets. I know the president does. There are concerns there. The 401k plans of my constituents are hurting right now, but I think most people are saying, give us opportunity to see what you're doing. We'll stand with you as long as we know that it's going forward to a better future.
Well, when you get to D.C. this upcoming week, you're going to be talking about that big, beautiful bill. What red lines do you have as to what Congress should not be cutting and how much this can add to the deficit?
Well, I think we also know that there are things that the president doesn't want to cut. And so in dealing with those issues, we've kept those off the table. In my particular budget area, Department of Education and Labor, those issues, we're looking at some significant cuts that will, in fact, I think, help our educational policy moving forward. When we look at the numbers of students that have a huge student loan debt, and then the past administration requiring general taxpayers to pay off those debts for those students who made those contracts, that's a concern. We're going to find some major savings in returning the dollars and the opportunities back to taxpayers and making sure in the future that colleges and universities and students themselves understand that if you're taking on a debt that won't be paid for by your major, you've made a bum debt. And you shouldn't go that direction. So those are areas we're looking in. We think we can save billions of dollars and also see a better opportunity for the taxpayer with a tax cut that will be permanent come the end of this year.
You're the chairman of the Education Committee. One of the first items that you guys will examine, at least in the next couple of weeks, will be another hearing on anti-Semitism on university campuses, looking beyond the Ivy League. How much is anti-Semitism a problem beyond the schools that have gotten all the press?
Well, we will be having a hearing looking at some of the lesser-known schools that have significant problems coming up in just a couple of weeks. It's a problem across the spectrum. Our concern that it's also a problem in the K-12 arena. because the indoctrination has gone on for years, sadly, and it's a year ago it came to a flashpoint, and we saw we had to step up. This cannot be the reality of Jewish students, Jewish faculty, to fear going classes, to fear to be there on the college campuses, and to not have the same safe, enjoyable experience that other students have. That's not America. We're going to push back against it, and we're delighted that we have an ally in the White House who is making it very clear this will not be accepted.
Education Chairman Tim Walberg, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you.